And hello, and welcome. This is Joanne with the Jewel Design, and we're making it a Scrappy Tuesday. We are definitely using scraps today because I realized I have no more papers printed out to go with the botanical wildflower kit. I've used all the pages in the journals. They're in the journals. So since I'm using it up, destashing, constantly just trying to clean stuff up and use stuff before I make, print, or buy anything else, we have to use what we've got. So we are scrapping it up today as we are working on an envelope pocket page over tuck for the multicolored journal. And then if this goes right, then we're going to add the lace in the tuck to the back to hide that flap, and the same on the other side. I have another tuck on the other end. So that's what we're working on today, because I was going to just work on lace and tucks, and then I realized I can't do this side, until I have this in place, because I know I'm going to have to literally glue that lace the way I want it right onto it. So I can't pre-do that one. I think it's just, I need all the space I can get to properly ruffle and gather that lace on the back side. So I do want a little lace sticking out of this lovely journal. Though the journal looks like this, we still have a cover still to do for it. So that's a whole nother ballpark, but I gotta get enough of the inside done before I can sew it down. I sort of got them clipped together right now because, oh my goodness, I don't know what else to do, because of one of these I got completely out of order. I think it was this one. When we were done playing with it last week, I had all these pages out and I went to put it back together and nothing seemed to go back where it was supposed to, and I was like, oh no. I went literally looking at my video trying to figure out what I had done. Ooh, what the heck? And I was really shocked because I was like, why? Ooh, it stuck a little bit. I'm like, why does this not look right? Like, why does nothing I want in the place I want it? So I definitely had to go back and look. And I have no clue now that I'm looking at it why I put this poor pocket like on the bottom. Why didn't I center it? Because I realized in the front where the pocket, where the major, where the ordeal is, this one, why it's so low. I have no clue. I thought that's sort of odd. Should I have that in the middle? But maybe I decided somewhere along the way to put it in the bottom. Oh, I think for the sewing purposes, I wanted to make sure two got picked one way or another. Because if I put it in the middle, it only has the one. Duh, my own idea for that one, huh? But I don't know. I was sitting here looking at it and I thought, what is wrong with me? Why did I do that? And then I'm like, nope, that makes sense now. Just like the doily. The doilies aren't so bad, but I also try to do the same thing. I try to make sure I get at least two of the three sewn in, areas in there. So that makes sense now. Duh. I answered my own question. I was talking to you guys. Well, I guess that's a good thing, right? I figured it out. So yeah, today we're going to use scraps up. We're going to cover up this envelope. One of my favorite things to do. Was inspired by Crafty Cat long ago. And then, I don't always do one, but if I can fit it into the journal, I try. It's like one of those things like having a doily, right? You just sort of do it. It's something you add in there. So here is the belly band and lace that we're going to use to cover the back side of this, so that when it sticks out of the page and everything else, it's really pretty. I worked on that quite a bit, trying to figure out what to do with it and how to do it. I was going to have the lace on the page itself, but I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. So, okay, so the goal is here, yeah, we're going to use this flap to glue down so that it opens up and gives you the writing space. So, as I said, I have no paper, so I'm trying to see. Yeah, we're going to do a little clustering around this one too. I think we're going to use this. We're going to rip it. We're going to cover top. Put a little bit of fabric or something here to blend in. I think I'm going to use one of my cards here to, one of my more neutral tags. And I hate that I'm cutting off the top part, but you use paper where you can use it, right? So that leaves me the other two, and I can clean it up and make it a double. Oh yeah, perfect for collaging later. So perfect. Okay. So that'll just go into some concoction later. It's a bunny one. It actually goes to my spring bunny kit. So here, yeah, I'm just gonna we're gonna tear this. We're gonna put it back. We'll put some stuff on here. I probably have some of this I can use. I'm almost tempted to do the back right now first. So I don't use up the wrong pieces, I guess. That's sort of my thought. How are we all today? Another week, another day, right? Another week, another dollar, as they say. Not quite, but you know, close enough. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this one over it. I really am trying not to think through this too much, ladies and gentlemen. I really just want to get it done. Really make sure I'm in camera. Yeah, I just want to get it done. Hold on one sec, guys. Hey, Google. Volume 2. My classical music seems to be getting a little busy there. I don't mind a little, but let's not get too crazy here. I'm like, when I can't hear myself over that, we have a problem. Just a little one. Well, just a little one. The nice thing is this, there we go. No one says it has to be perfect. Oh, there's a little bit. I can always fold it over then. I wanted it to go over a little bit. I did want it to intertwine into that so that it looks like it's part of it and I'm not trying to just hide something. So yes, how are we all doing in another week? We are our first, full week of March now. Woohoo! This will be a nice week. Weather's weather. We should be a little warmer this week, but definitely not any drier. I don't know. It's potentially rain on and off all week from Wednesday on. So we'll see. Sometime tomorrow night it's supposed to come in, Wednesday night, and then throughout till like for a whole week. We're looking at a week's worth of potential rain. Who knows what else you stay that? We don't know how much rain we'll actually get every single day. But yeah, who knows? But it's definitely not as cold. We won't be having all the snow now. The thingy showing, 42, 43 is the minimum, and in the mornings, and we might actually get up to 65 degrees during the day. Gasp. So muggier, warmer, I don't know. So it's not the freezing Alaska, weather anymore, which is good. It means the rain will melt the snow some and get it into the rivers, and so that's all good, I guess. We have daylight savings coming up for us in California, or the East Coast, West Coast, whoever. I don't know. Most of us still have daylight savings, I guess. So a few states that got rid of it. We supposedly voted to have it go bye-bye, but it didn't happen. So now I guess we're waiting for the Senate, or I don't know what California's waiting for. But I definitely feel like we're waiting for something, and something to get approved apparently, because they haven't approved it. They haven't said, yeah, let's get rid of daylight, to get rid of losing daylight savings. Let's keep daylight savings, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so that come next November, we don't go backwards. We don't fall back and be in the dark longer, which I think for our electricity bills it'd be good, because we all start turning on lights a whole lot sooner. Instead of turning them on at 4:45 at some point. We're only going 4:45, which would definitely let up on the electricity bills. But yeah, so I'm surprised California hasn't done it. I guess each state can approve that. But I guess it went to Senate or House or something, to the House or Senate, to have it be a nationwide thing. But I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's still tentative. We'll see. But we're bouncing around. We're going to get some more light, or longer hours, or whatever you want to call it, here soon. So I guess that's sort of cool. That'll be nice. I noticed I did notice it this weekend. That was 5 o'clock. I was making dinner, and the house seemed very light. So especially since we didn't really have any rain going on that moment. I was like, oh, okay. Alright, so I think we're going to go this way. I'm just going to tear it, right? I just want us jaggedy whatever ordeal, because I don't think I want anything perfect in the back. Since I'm going to collage it, let's rip it and enjoy it. But that means I do need to put stuff behind it. So I think I'm only going to glue the bottom portion down, so I know exactly what I need to tuck, because this definitely keeps moving every single time. I really don't feel like I have enough distressing here for such a white envelope. So I got some tea dyeing done yesterday. I did soak a couple pieces of parchment paper. I had ripped some stuff off for something. Oh, I was trying to air fry tortillas, but trying to make like a taco bowl, right, with the tortillas. But then I now know why you do it upside down in the oven with the ramekins. Because in the air fryer, there's so much air, they bounce around. So I didn't quite get what I was hoping for. But I was using I was trying to make a ring out of parchment paper to put in the air fryer. And so I could stick the tortilla in it, which sort of worked, but they would flop down, so it would have things. And then I tried to go the opposite and put it underneath it. But yeah, that didn't work either. It was funny. I was like, well, here, trial and error. But I had these crinkled up pieces of parchment paper when I was done. And they were pretty clean. And I was like, well, okay, let's not waste it. Right? We don't want to waste anything. So it was funny. So yeah, I was like, well, let's see. So yesterday I made some tea and went ahead and like soaked them. And they didn't turn out too bad. So hopefully today, if we get to the next part where more of the collaging, I want to Mod Podge on some tea-dyed parchment paper onto some cards. And we're going to, you know, continue on with the whole Scrappy thing. Don't know where the cards are going to go, but they're great ways to fill in pockets. So, alright, let's see if I can get this in a decent spot. I might cut this part off up here. We're going to make it all blend one way or another. The bottom I definitely don't need. The bottom I don't need. I could just fold it up and in. I think that's just one more piece to worry about. I'm like, ugh. As I noticed all the folding lately, and you know, things don't really stay down. If there's not enough there, it really doesn't stay down. Alright, let's just do that. A little bit of off is one thing, but we don't want too much. Nice thing is it is floating on the page, so it can have a little bit on and off. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so then I was hoping to do a combination of piano paper. I think we'll take the top portion of this, like this portion, and then we'll put maybe more of this, because I know I had it down there, up here. So we're going to be multicolored. We want as much as possible of everything. And a lot of distressing. Need more ink. Oh, so hopefully you're watching. So yeah, we are, let's see, this is the Wildflower Botanical Kit from how many years ago? 2 years ago? Maybe? Okay, I think my heater's working well enough. I can turn that off. It's so cold. I'll be actually sort of happy if the next set of rain that comes in is definitely warmer. I'd like not to freeze out in the garage or in the house anymore. I would really like to not do that anymore. I don't mind the rain. I really don't mind the rain. I do mind the cold. Not that I like heat anymore. Heat is not my favorite thing either, but I don't know. Cold's not bad, yes, you can bundle up. You can wear layers. You can cuddle under 50 million blankets, right? I mean, I have flannels on my bed, and I'm like, I literally go to bed with a fleece blanket, like, wrapped around me, and then I crawl into bed. And it's like hours before I feel too warm to where I can, like, take it off. Or go, oh, God, I gotta get that off, right? It is really bad. Like, it really annoys me. So, I'm like, oh, okay. But I have to go to bed. Like, I don't know, last year's flannels are fine. These are not as warm as I expected. I'm really shocked. We put flannels on our bed so that I don't go to bed feeling just freezing. I can't even imagine what a standard sheet would feel like right now. Because it's been so cold. Like, I could not even imagine. But I'm at the same time going, well, why aren't my fleece ones, like, warmer? Why don't I feel warmer in these things? Like, why do I have to go to bed with a, like, fleece blanket on top of my sheets just to get into bed? Because it's so cold. Now, no, it's sort of rounded right there. We definitely have got an interesting feel. And I know that I put a hole punch here, so that may just take care of the problem. We'll go back and try to line up my natural hole punch that I have here, so you can tuck something in here. And that may take care of some of my iffy spots. Okay, so we got that potentially there. And I wanted some of the pink, of course. How do I want to do this? So I don't want to lose where this is and then not have the right coverage. So here we go again. Fly in here. That's not good. Yeah, it's not good if they're trying to hatch. No, God, I'm so happy not to have flies for a while. Alright, so let's see. How do I want to go about this? I think I had done it in a way where I was hoping not to. Yeah, well, talk about using it the way it is, right? Where it is, how it is. And cutting off a little bit here and there. Alright, so we're going to fold it down. Do our trusty little fold areas. My fold measurements. Okay, that is the joy of being sort of a Scrappy, though. We can just pick and choose, right? I love just being able to bend it and sort of tear it that way if it's not perfect. Let's see what else. Well, thank you all for watching lately. I know a lot of you seem to enjoy both the work of the skinny journal and this one, so I really appreciate that. And then yeah, the newest kit came out, which if you watched me last night, Monday night, right? Yeah, Monday night. Yeah. Oh my god, what day am I on? What day are we on? Yeah, Monday night I had the newest kit that came out. So that was unexpected. That was a quick run, and that was fun because I didn't expect that kit. That was not the kit that was planned. But even though I had the graphics and everything ready for the actual kit, I just didn't get to it. Like, it just didn't come together. I didn't get the right spark or right moment, or I don't know. And I just didn't, I went to go download some graphics for my mom, and I saw the newest florist kit from Graphic Fairy, and I was like, wait, I have other pages and I have other graphics and I have things that go with that. Wait a minute. And I'm searching my archives of what I had going, and I was like, wait a minute, I haven't finished this one kit. And bam, it was like, let me work on this. And it worked. I mean, it came out really cool. I really love it. I hope you guys will all enjoy it just as much. Because yeah, I had a lot of fun making it. I did about, I don't know, less than 2 days. I started working on it about 6:30 one evening, and then it's like 11 o'clock that night. I post something like, "Oh, look what's on my table." And Joey Carmen here was cute. He's like, "I know you're gonna say just one more, Mom, because we might want to go to bed. I want to get some sleep." And which I had. I stopped at 11 o'clock. I was like, "Nope, I'm done. The next morning, I got up and worked on a couple more, and it was just like, before I knew, I had 16 pages that night. I was like really stoked at myself at 4.5 hours. I had 16 pages done and created, so I figured I was doing all right. So the next morning, I spent just a few more hours and got another 6 done. So I had 22 pages of ephemera and papers and pages and journaling, and I was like, well, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be, right? You don't knock the stuff when you got the creativity going. Now, I know Enchanted Dreams 71, I think it is, follows me on Instagram, but I don't know if you follow me over here, my love. And I know you mentioned something about can't wait to use this in a skinny journal or have this in a skinny journal. So I wasn't sure what you meant. I don't know if you were hinting at changing the direction of the kit and you'd like to see these in vertical pages, or whether you couldn't wait to make, even though it's a horizontal paper, do a skinny journal in it. So you have to tell me. If you follow me over here, you'll have to comment and let me know what you meant by that. I don't know if I would swap any of it. I don't know if it'd come out as well if I changed the orientation and turned it into a vertical pages. And fold them skinny like we are doing with the other botanical kit. I don't know. So, I thought it was cute. I was like, alright, well, if you can do it, which we are doing that. I mean, I'm folding a bunch of my horizontal pages from the botanical garden kit and putting them in a vertical paper. You just fold them in with so you create a lot of tabs and fold outs and things like that, so you don't waste any of it. But we also don't, I didn't make them I didn't make any verticals this time. The original kits were started out horizontal, and I just sort of kept going with it. I didn't even think about it. Let's see if I can find my old spot. It's a problem, I don't know for sure. Well, we're just going to do that. I know it's not all, but it helps some. It makes for a fun little divots, though. I sort of like it. We're just going to play with it, but I want to make sure you can tell that you can get in here to get the card out, right? We want to make sure. Yeah, that page is going to have to do something. I'm like, nope, that one's going to have to do something, even if it is... we want to make sure it stays reinforced, so we don't want to do too much. Well, let's see, I love that. There we go. Nice and cream and neutral, where you can still write here. You can cluster up here if you want to. We may do something up here and cluster some flowers up here, but I want to leave a little spot where you could actually write on this spot, not just have it decorated in the back. Now that's going to be glued down to the paper itself, the page itself. And this side we're going to cover with lace and tabs. So we don't even have to worry about covering that up. I'm not even going to stress. The front here is going to have... I'm going to put this on the inside. I'm trying to use a lot of different colors so that, you know, it does stay to that multi-purpose feel. I'm going to do one or two things. I can waste the ordeal, and I think I'm not. Knowing me, I'm not going to. I'm going to create more scraps. I'll get back on camera in a second here, guys. Sorry. I'll try to keep up here. I know I did zoom back in a little bit. Noticing the coloring is still a little bit better when I do. Okay. And I do have the camera down lower so that you guys it is closer. So I can look up real easy and see how I'm doing. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I gave in and bought a different light and camera setup. It's not here yet. I just bought it. It was on sale. Gives me a ring light. Gives me some more flexibility to move my arm a lot easier. I can still clip it to my table. Or I can let it sit. I mean, everything else I have is on stands, right? They're not clipped onto anything. The camera part is clipped onto something, but the lights are not. The lights are on stands everywhere. So I'm something where it's 2-in-1, and we'll see. I have 30 days to try once it gets here. If it doesn't work, then I'm sending it right back because I'm not wasting any more money. I mean, I was lucky. This little stand I'm using now wasn't very expensive, like $30 or $40 for what's holding my phone. The lights, I don't know what my husband spent on them, but they're okay. I love turning them on when I'm just working on a happy planner or I'm just want a little light. But like I said, I'm a little frustrated with the cameras and the photos and the other thing. Everything else I'm doing out here is not quite to my liking. Okay, so I have, oh, there it is. Another piece of writing paper that almost fits exactly what I want to do here. So I am just going to... We're going to distress it, and we're going to go with the flow with the feel. So, yeah, no, what else? Nothing much. March just started. Rain is still coming, but it's not going to be as cold. So, we'll enjoy that, hopefully. The rain, but not the cold. No, what else? Oh, my daughter has a, oh, it's in April. Yeah, she has a field trip coming up, my oldest, to an art spot that actually has some 3D abilities. It's actually teaching them, I think it has to do with glass blowing, and it's the one thing that they don't do at the school. So though she's really hoping to get a 3D art gallery class next year that will teach her, I think, wood, ceramics, metal, and something else. I don't remember what the other thing was. So, like, it divides the year into two sections, each semester into two different mediums. So that's sort of cool. We're looking forward to that. I think she got that going. Oh, no, that's her backup. So, yeah, I don't know. She's got a lot she's picked up. We're looking at ceramics and multimedia next year. But if the ceramics or multimedia doesn't pan out, then she could get the Studio 3D art. My lecture will get Studio 3D art and ceramics watch. I'm like, one will be perfectly, it will be only ceramics, and the other one will touch up on it. So, she'll ace that one way or another, right? But yeah, so there's a potential of a field trip right when we get back from spring break that allows her to go to a glass blowing studio company, whatever thing. So she's stoked. So she's got to get. I just realized she's got to get that field trip permission turned in. It's first come first serve, and she's like second on the line because she's an advanced art student. So and it's sort of bright, but I really want pops of different color. We're gonna do green here, and we're gonna put some fabric. We're gonna put the blue fabric and doily, and we're gonna put some stuff over it. And then we're gonna have bits of purple up here. I'm going to recut that. So I'm just trying to get the layers done. Okay, so we got that. So I won't put anything else because we're going to do the fabric, but I don't want to spend all the time working on the fabric when we need to get the base done. We'll do all the lace maybe all at once. So there's your in pocket. I always like putting a tiny little pocket in here so that I can put a little something in there. So I gotta find one of my smaller journal cards, or make a small little journal card. I've done that before and put it in here. Alright, so there's that. Now, the next thought process is to, let's keep that tucked in so I don't accidentally cover it, is to do a little round off the top here, instead of keeping it perfectly square, because we'll have it flat here, we'll have it rounded on top. Oh, I wanted to put this guy, for that bit of purple up here also. So wherever this lands, we want to make sure it covers quite a bit, because this is pretty wide, so it does help. And this is from my Scrappy papers. This is what I did, and this is actual strip from the leftover collage board, a Scrappy floral scrap board that I did, and then I scanned it and made papers out of it for you guys. A little dark. Came out weird. I was like, okay, gotta learn. Okay, so let's distress this, and I am distressing anything with the antique. I'm not doing anything in silver, even though my tendency is to do that, because I love doing that. Okay, I keep putting away my deco color cutter, which is not smart. I eat it. Now, many of you have not come over or shared what's up. What have you been creating lately? I want to know. I would love to see photos, even if they aren't great. Share them with me. If all you can do is text them to me, or not text them, but like message them to me. I don't know. Get them to me, and I will have no problem sharing them over in my Crafters of a Jewel Design. I will be more than happy to share it for you. Come on over to Facebook and share it that way. I don't know. I would love to see what you guys have been up to, whether it's with my stuff or something else. Sometimes I feel like the conversation's a little one-sided. Right? I know, I can't do much about that. I am seeing more and more live things, but I think I still have to be at 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not there. So, like more live, like more one-on-one options to to at least do stuff on. I can do a live on Instagram, but I can't do a live on YouTube yet. So, and of course, doing a live means I'm trying to figure out what and where. And I have one girl I follow, she does them almost daily. So you get used to having nice people chime in because they're there, right? They get used to you being live, so they get used to you, So I think we'll do that first. I don't know whether to make this all the way across. I'm going to want to put everything up first. Or do I want to go over a lot here, over a little here, to keep that collage look? Problem is, a lot of my spots are super thin. Like, I do not have anything that covers all the way. It means I gotta do some serious distressing on this. Or I cover it to where the distress is on the outside here. There's some pink that can go up a little bit on the underneath, a little bit over, a lot's over. A huge piece of paper here. It's really flimsy though. Wow. I want different things. I like the cluster, I like the lace. I think I was thinking about some of this at an odd angle even. I have all these little weird spots, right? Again, trying to get different angles, different things. Got some moves at the door. I'm like, what the heck? I could do that. I know, we'll figure this out. I'm like, I want different things. I want more words over there. I got, see all these little scraps I created, right? See what I did where. So anyways, I don't always start gluing down because then I don't know if I want it under or over. Don't like that. What I think I'm gonna do. Sorry, I got there quiet there all of a sudden, didn't I? I'm like, I got a little quiet there. I don't know, I lost track of thought process there. Alright, so let's try this. So that it purposely, like, rolls over it, but doesn't actually... Yeah, okay. We're getting there. I just need to do it. Like I said, maybe the whole goal is to do this and not think about it too much, so... Not think about it too much. There we go. But somebody get tired of just doing this straight up and down, but I don't want to be cutting it in 50 ways this Sunday either. As I just blew everything everywhere. Alright, so we have this, which we know this is going to go over the top, and I just don't know what's going to go under. that may work. And then I can use the pink as an edge down into both ends. Okay. Definitely want to make sure all ends that are going to be seen somewhat distressed, because I think that makes for a very interesting, I don't know, just something about distressing that helps. You can go in quite a ways to make sure. And I realize I'm going to do it at an angle a little bit, because there we go. Make sure. Here's the fun part, making sure all edges are shown, because I don't really want to see the envelope if we can help it. And you can see it some. I know we're going to see it some as long as I distress it enough. I don't mind seeing a little bit of it. Because, you know, the envelope is another piece of paper, right? So let's get this one. And because it's cold, I am definitely using as much glitter glue as I can, because I don't think the glue stick would do a whole lot of good. And we have a lot of different thicknesses going on here, so. Oh my gosh, I did not do this enough, did I? I'm gonna have to. And some of it's gonna get covered. Never mind. We're okay. We're gonna get some. Okay, and I'm just gonna have to distress in some of the elements. Like I'll have to get a brush and I'll just, let's see if we can get a little brush here and get a little bit of it. I always forget, and it's a little hard because you are dealing up against the window, to like get to that where I want it to go. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to put everything on top of the purple, if I put anything at all, so we can glue this one down now. And I can just cut everything off the top when I'm ready. I don't know, guys, what else to say. I'm a little tired than I expected today, but I definitely wanted to get a video done because, well, I got to keep moving forward on these guys, and I got to do it one way or another. I want to do a little something with you. It reminds me of a tie. That's what it reminds me of. Just a narrow how it gets wider. We've got a tie. We've got a gorgeous feminine tie on our thing, don't we? Alright, just on the safe side, we're going to try to do this a little bit just in case I have another issue. We're not super white right there. I don't know what we're doing on the inside. That's the other problem. I do not know what page I'm going to use. I may have to grab a piece from my botanical kit. I don't think I have any more like this type of paper anywhere. Oh, that's for another day. I'll have to go look for the inside page. We should be putting a card in there, but when you open it up, the card is going to be, well, the card could be where you see decorative and you pull it out and you just see the back side of it, but still, I mean, that's a good size card I have to make for that, so we'll see. I think you're still going to see blue, which is not bad, because again, it's another color that we do use. But, yeah, I almost didn't cut it in there. I could look at it that way, huh? I'll clean it up a little bit. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. I think it's okay. Okay, so let's trim everything off that I don't need, so I know where to distress. No point leaving it on there and making this bulkier than it needs to be. Plus then I have new strips, new pieces, right? I have new scraps to work with. Using scraps to make more scraps. Oh, goodness, but that's not how it works, right? I wish I could say we could use the exact strip and be done, but not quite. Because once I think at the bottom enough, then I can glue this down. And let's get this clipped. How big is that one? That's a. Oh, that's not that. I usually use my 1.5 for almost everything because it gives me a lot of depth and options. But let's see. Yep, that's what I did. Okay, we're gonna. Oh, there we go. Did make a dip, but I like, you know, the idea of the little divots, so you know where you should be putting something, right? You should be thinking, oh, I put my finger in here to get something out, or put my finger in here to get something out. So yeah, we do have to fill this with a card here, a card inside a card, and a little card here. So I still have at least three journaling cards which you can see right there. Oh, can't have that. I'm like, wait, I can't have that. I don't want to see the white, and I don't want to just, here, we'll do this. We'll lean this up against and see if that covers that itty bitty spot. There we go. Okay. I was like, oh, come on. After all that, right? But everything else is going to be above it, so we don't need to do this anymore. Nice thick pocket. Feels very stout. It's definitely not an issue. And I just realized, hold on, did I already glue it down? I try to make sure that if there is anything right here, which I think I did already, good. I try to make sure that this is sort of glued down right here, but doesn't really interfere with the pocket itself, so that it's not, it doesn't pop open. And I'm looking for, that'll work for now. There we go. See, you have to make sure, you want to go up to so far, so definitely a very narrow card. That's okay. Let's get this one glued down just a little bit more. But yeah, you have to let me know, guys, what are you up to? What are you making? Whose kits are you using? What has grabbed your fancy? Oh, totally forgot this other side. Is it for a friend? Is it for the shop? What are you up to? What you up to? What you doing? I think on this end we're gonna go straight. I know I got everything else sort of whatever, but we're gonna go straight on this one, and then we're gonna go down. As I see these strips, I'm like, oh, they're the right size, and then I forget, oh, there's a white slot to it. Not as easy. Not as usable as we'd like it to be. Man, these little strips are hard to distress. I know I am excited. I created some sticky, washy, papery belly band things in the new kit. I had enough backgrounds and whatnot to sort of create some thick strips. You can use them for really skinny belly bands. You can use them on the edge of your paper. You can cover top or bottom. So you put them on sticker paper, it makes it really easy to cover the edges of your paper. If you want more like tucks, then you put them on cardstock. All makes for fun stuff. And this one, I think I'm going to go all the way down. And then we're going to maybe rip and tear into the top. Come on. That's right where I want to glue it. We'll brush in more distress there. I'm going to go at an angle or something. What are you up to? I really appreciate you coming along, watching all these fun things. Yeah, I don't have much to say today. It really is just a craft day. It's just, let's get it done. It's cold out and no rain today. I'm sorry, guys. My head in there, probably. My silly head. It's a craft day. It's a try to stay warm. Get out of the weekend. I wouldn't say funk, because it wasn't a bad weekend, but, you know, we did rain, so I was like, okay. Every time I try to go shopping and get my nails done, it seems to want to rain. And I'm like, really? Okay. I don't like being out in the rain shopping. I really don't. I'm going to sort of cut around like I would the actual lace bit there. Which didn't quite do what I wanted that to do. I don't know what that was supposed to be. May have to put a... I think we're going to be putting a... let's see, was this bend outward? I can't put a flower there. Huh? It's going to... Well, no, if it bends outward, it just goes out into the open. So, yeah, maybe. Might need to put some flowers. We need to put a flower or a butterfly or something up there. I need a little something here, and I almost want to tuck it in perfectly. I mean, I don't mind it coming down here, ripped, but I think we're going to stay up underneath. I don't know if I like that. That's what bugs me. I don't really like the fact it goes over. It is not my cup of tea. Let's see. Oh, of course. I just put glue in there, so I don't know if I can get it off or not. May very well have to put something up here because now I've got ripped paper. Yep. Yeah, see, it's ripped paper and it's distressed, but I don't have anything left there. Well, let's see. What butterflies do I have? I mean, I could put... No, I don't want to put another cluster of stuff up there. I have butterflies, but they're really pale. And they're not gonna cover Wait, I have a pink one though. I could try to get a pink butterfly up there just right and let it blend accordingly. Technically not really decorating, I'm just trying to fix a hole that isn't working the way I want it to. I don't like the collage strip up there with that sort of final archway that I've created. I don't want the paper to go up into it. That did not work out the way I wanted to, so like, no. So a little overlay with like an item like I'm doing now with the butterfly, that I don't seem to mind the idea of, but that's about it. So definitely a crafting day. Sorry it's not as much chat as I would normally be at. That is sort of the thing after a while when you're doing these things consistently. I don't know what to chat about. Like, I mean, if I'm in here, you know, doing all these videos all the time, I don't have not much else is going on. Oh, not much else is going on. The girls are calming down. There's not big deals. I mean, we'll see how the field trip goes if she gets to go. Spring break's not till, you know, end of April, a month from now, so there we go. That sort of hides the boohoo and gives us something, so we'll just do that. I probably was going to put a yellow butterfly on the bottom too, so it'll help bring that out. We'll just do that to hide the fact I made a boo-boo. Ta-da! Okay, so let's get one strip in here of something. I don't think I just want more beige. Pop, pop, pop. I feel like there should be another pop of color, but I ran out, didn't I? Excuse me. Oh, I got the pink one, huh? I'm just going to do a little bit of the pink, get rid of the white splotch, and see if I can get that glue down. Here, we'll do this. It's pretty pale. It's a pretty thin piece of paper, but which makes for great scrapping because you're not worrying about. We'll glue just where we need to, then I can cut the rest off as we go. That works. We'll just glue where we need it, and then I can, with the X-Acto knife, do the rest. And again, I forget to do stress. Eek. Apparently, we're going to be distressing a lot of that page because it's not going to look right. Because I goofed. Oh, wow. Gonna be one of those days. Yeah, everything seemed crazy. I was trying to drive my daughter to school this morning, and it's like, okay, there's no rain. We're done with that, but people have gotten crazier. It's like, what is up? Like, why are we having issues? Like, why is everybody seeming the need to, like, cut each other off and cut it close? Like, I had one kid, and I'll call her a kid because, under 25. That's for sure. With a car full of kids, with a car full of other people, like other kids in the car. Like, I had one of them look back at me, and I'm like, I'm going, you better all be siblings, because in California, you're under the age of, under the age of 18, you are not allowed to have anybody under the age of 25 in the car. If I'm correct, unless I've lost my marbles, but I believe that's the case. And, yeah, I just don't know. She just thought at the last minute she was gonna, the right lane technically disappears around the corner, and she just, like, makes a beeline at an angle right into my lane in front of me, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I know how to stop, but if she had just, like, zoomed forward a little bit, slowed down, and, like, put her blinker on, I would have totally slowed down and let her creep in. I get it. We all get caught. We forget where we're going, and we're like, oh, wait, that lane doesn't keep going. Totally get it. But no. Okay, well, that's not as pink as I wanted it, but we ended up having to stress a little too much of it for this whole corner ordeal. I didn't get this enough, so in the right spot. Alright, that's okay. Okay, so the biggest thing will be the cluster of texture down here, and maybe we'll do something to sort of enhance that too. So I do want to put flowers and stuff on here. A lot of my flowers, though, I did notice are thin, though. They are on, what's the word? They are on one of two things, on vellum, or they're on sticker paper, and clear sticker paper for that. So I don't have a lot of solid. I have to look to see what's up in my ordeal up on my actual wall. And that might take care of the problem. Okay, so we'll get that stuff aside. We have the gist of this, which is beautiful. Only thing left is the inside to figure out, because before I glue it down, I could put glue on it and shove it in here. It might be a little harder on paper. That's my worries. I'm going to be like, hey, it's really hard to cover it. But this is a multicolored, and I don't see anything wrong with the blue, actually. I really don't. I think the only thing I could do is distress it a little bit. So maybe it's not so white. Let's get a little, which one? Oh, yeah. I'm like, which one am I supposed to be distressing? Let's just try to get some it's too big. Oh, well, I thought it would cover more space, but it makes it bigger. We're going to distress the blue a little bit. Maybe it's not so white. Has a little bit of old envelope feel, maybe. That way, if it shows a little blue with the tag out, or the tag sits a little differently. There we go. Keep to that sort of, hey, it's been used. It's a used envelope. That works. I'm okay with that. And this, truthfully, we have all the colors going on in this kit. You know, it's a multicolored kit. It has all the different stuff. So, alright, let's get the paper. And let's see. I took it out. What was I thinking? Is it that one? I don't remember what page it was supposed to be on, guys. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Was it past that? Which means, okay, it was back here then. Okay. I'm like, why do I keep doing this? Do you remember if it was opposite of the vellum? I think so. Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay. Like, right. Now, get it in far enough. Again, ink, 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 and more ink. It's amazing how much we feel the need to do this. It's crazy. Anything, white feels so new, so, like, on it, and we don't want that. I feel like we want to keep this used, loved, worn feel to everything. I'm going to be on the safe side. In case any of this shows through, we want to make sure that it is also, not perfectly white. In case I miss a spot somewhere on, the cover should cover it. The belly band should totally cover it, but gosh, you know me. Alright, so we go here. You won't see the underside at all. So I just want to make sure that that crease is okay. We want its middle because we aren't having to sew it in, so that's good. That little spot needs to be trimmed. It's going to fold a lot, and we don't want it to be in the way. There we go, maybe. There we go. Okay, so we are... I think I'm going to start with this so I have room to maneuver, and then I can always go back with it with the glitter glue for anything that isn't quite staying down. Alright, so somewhat centered. We want to make sure it's in as far as it can go, but can be folded inward. That's my worry. Sometimes I go too far and I go to fold it and I have issues. So there we go. I think it's okay. There we go. So it's a nice little flip out. We can get the card out. You can write on here. You can write on here. And like I said, between the card, you have the writing space here, plus the card and the paper. And then this side, now that I'm all bunchy, eek! I hate when I do that. Where's my, there we go. Oh, I don't have my board down. Well, no wonder. I'm like, I don't have the plastic board down. I mean, it's a glue stick, but, yeah, been busy. It's a little dirty, aren't we? All right. Ta-da! We can fix that. There we go. Especially with all the glue I'm about to do. Okay, so my thought was, I can't do much about that, but let's see if we can pull it out a little bit. Alright, so here I was going to just do a tuck kind of thing, or just at least cover up the fact that there was this, envelope piece. So I was going to do this, and I was going to put some kind of lace over this to bleed out, just like lace over the page. Sort of lose the writing space, but not a big deal, right? So then I was like, well, wasn't sure about that. It wasn't working the way I wanted to. And so then I thought, well, if I turned around, and then what if I gathered... I'm in camera, right? Yeah, let's make sure. Then I thought, well, what if I gathered this underneath it from top to bottom so it stuck out when you use up the whole piece and put it over the top. So I still have that creaminess blending into the lace. It covers up the ordeal. I could leave it as a tuck, but it's pretty narrow. So we'll see about that. But I think the big thing is going to get it glued onto here. That's going to be my trickiest thing, which I knew this had to be in place first. So let's pull the page out, cross our fingers. I don't forget where it goes. Because that was the other thing. I kept forgetting how things go. So what it is, we're going to do this. We are definitely going to... keep all this together. That way, I know where it goes behind. But, oh, yeah. So I think I don't remember, I think we had to count. I think it was like 30-something days that this baby does cover. It's definitely a nice little 1-month springy journal. I want this flat so I have room to maneuver this. Get my fabric tack out and cross our fingers. Oh, yeah, and my Christmas pin, the pin kept folding on me. I don't know what the deal is. This one's barely holding on. I absolutely love the all the babbles, and they're going to end up in journals. But the needles themselves are not holding up. I'm really frustrated. I don't know why this. I don't know if the top just doesn't line up well with, the silver top doesn't line up well with the black top, so the pin is getting caught. I don't know. It's sort of a bummer. I'm like, sometimes they last forever, and other times they don't last that long at all. Could be the weather too. I don't know. So I'm feeling like just putting a bunch of glue down best I can first and foremost. And then we're just going to start gathering right here. I would say this would be a great thing to do on the machine. But if I don't do it right, I won't have the... Sorry guys, 1 second. Because what I'm wondering is... Yeah, that's the end I want to see on the other side. So we're going to try to line this up, and we're going to gather, and we're going to line up, and we're going to gather, and we're going to line up, so that, because normally I would cut off this end, but I want it sort of gathered, so I'm not cutting off the strip like I normally do, because I'll even use that strip elsewhere, that's not a problem, but I sort of want it gathered, so I'd leave it gathered. I don't really want to ungather it, not really, but I definitely want to make sure it's glued down well. And flat, like gather but flat. Personally, I could be wrong. Because what happens, I just noticed that we have a lot of gather in some spots and not in others. I'm like, eek, which is why I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. I decided not to cut it. It's the last of it what I have too. I don't have any more of this lace. This will be the last of it. My mom might have. I think this came from my mom's stash, but that also means it came from her mom's stash, so a lot of what I have is what my mom had from her mom's stash. And then, you know, since then we've bought stuff and, you know, made stuff and bought stuff and bought stuff from thrift stores, bought stuff from overseas, you know, Europe. Or was given as Happy Meal or whatever, but I think this is the last of the, might be the last of the grandma stuff. I don't know. It's hard to tell or remember what one's which anymore. Yeah, because the fabric we use in the botanical garden kit, I thought was my mom's kit, but Mom thought she bought it from one of our thrift stores, so I don't know which one it came from now. I was like, man, I mean, I've had it since at least a year into this design work, so, but yeah, who knows? I don't remember. Okay, so then we'll do this in the middle. I think I might go, now that you really can't see where the other thing was, see, I thought that'd be really pretty. It might really stick out though. I might have really put a huge piece of lace out there. We are going to cut the top. We'll see how the cover ends up. We'll see where the cover ends, and it may just be that it sticks out. That's just what it is, and that's okay. We'll trim the bottom and top to lay a little flatter and go from there. So, we have one more I'm going to do, I think, in a pink form on the other side. We are going to do another one of these, another lacy thing with a belly band. But now I'm wondering if I can come out a little farther and glue top and bottom and actually tuck something in here, which would be great if I could. Let's just give it a shot, right? I absolutely can't stand it or I have nothing to tuck in. I can always seal it up and or leave it open, and you know, whoever gets the journal can, you know, add their own thing to it. So I know sometimes I make these too puffy and nothing stays in them. That's the only problem I haven't figured out with belly bands and tucks, is that I make them a little too puffy. So let's go about there maybe and see what happens. Right now I was just trying to get it to stay down. Glue. Use my hands and hope they're warm enough. So you'll notice, maybe, my hands are purpley pink right now. They're pretty purple, I guess, right now, because I'm cold. I ended up grabbing a mood-changing nail polish when I was at the nail place. And she's like, you know, it's mood-changing. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Figured I'm cold right now, so they're going to stay my favorite color. But they are a really pretty pink, bright pink underneath. So if I get warm, you'll notice that my nail beds will get pink and these will stay purple, or they'll all get pink. But that really requires hot water for them all to go pink this day and age. I'm like, right now, takes some serious heat, which we don't have, so we'll see there. I mean, it's a good pocket. I think it's a good stick. Could go in a little ways. You have to be careful when you're doing it, whether you may shove something straight through. But we'll see what's left over, and can't see it almost because it's on the other side. I want to stick that in there, but it doesn't quite fit. It would fall out all the time. I'd have to take it off and make it a journal card, like pockety thing for that to work. But who knows? Maybe I'll put a I don't have any more, huh? I was going to say, maybe I'll put a calendar card in there to whoever buys it, but I'll have to print more calendar cards because I put all mine in my little book, which we have to get back to. I realize I do not have, we don't have our cover yet for this baby. I haven't written in February yet either. I better get going, huh? Better write my gratitudes and whatever fun things that may have come out. Yeah, because I had my first full kit come out there. I got my new one that just came out here. So yeah, I got some stuff to write here. But I still have the cover. I want to decorate the front, so it's really pretty to put on my desk. Haven't done that either yet. Got plenty of projects, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of projects. Okay. How are we doing? Oh, 57 minutes. It took me the whole hour for that. Oh my goodness. And here I tried, but we finished it. I did finish it, though. I have to say, minus some decor, I at least got it done. So I'm stoked about that. At least we finished it. It's there ready to go, right? We're leaving it the blue. We distressed it. We're going to put a big journal card in there. We have to put a journal card in here, and we'll put something skinny and cute in here. Maybe a cluster of tickets or something. We'll do a cluster to go inside there. And all I need to do then is, I think we're going to do, you know, some fun clustery, fabric-y, you know, texture thing here to add some more color. So maybe bring in some more of that blue. We'll add, you know, we'll figure out how to cluster something here on top. So make it cute, pull some more fat and some more textures from there, and I think we'll be doing pretty good. So I'll get that cluster done. We'll get it glued on. I got to figure out what journal cards to put in there. I'm a little bummed that went that way. But so yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We've collaged the window envelope. We have glued it on as a flip out or tuck over, fold over, flip out, whatever space to journal on. Something inside a journal. More journaling paper there. Backside has a beautiful lace tuck to hide the fact we glued it down. And we can get that back into the book. It is definitely heavy. So thank gosh we are going to be sewing this in. Because yeah, on its own, it's definitely floppy. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is where we're at. We're doing pretty good. Plenty of room to write on still. Plenty of room to add, you know, pockets and whatnot as they come along. I think we have one more fun thing to do. We're going to do some kind of a lace strip on this side. We are definitely going to make it a tuck on this end. I definitely want to be able to tuck a journal card into it. And I'm going to decide what kind of gathered lace I want to put, probably in pink, on this one to offset that. I think it'll be pretty if you can see, you know, a little bit of the pink overlapping the cream. I think it'll be really pretty to pull from the colors. So Still have to do that. I'm going to get there. That's done and taken care of. There's our signature, our pockets. Like I said, plenty of writing space. That was a pretty double pocket with a textured embossing. Let me turn to the other side, little by little. So there we go. These are supposed to be somewhat semi-naked. You know, we have some fun areas in them, but there's supposed to be lots of writing space and a little bit of something to tuck in and go from there. So definitely have some weight due to that right there. Wait, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, but we'll add some lace to the front area here. So we'll have 2 bits of lace. We'll have a nice cover to it. Have some depth. We have a cute little mini journal inside. And away we go. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Love you all. Please keep making sure you have your notifications on. You like, love, and comment so that I continue to show up in your algorithms and in your feeds as we continue to attempt 2 to 3 videos a week. Keeping you appraised of what's going on and all that I've created, whether it be handmade or digital. And we are just going to keep trucking along so that you guys will hopefully get inspired and see things that you love and continue to craft along yourself. So thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. Love you all. Bye-bye.